Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Thank you very much for making some time out of your busy schedules to watch the video. Always appreciate that. And today I'm going to share with you guys some stories of some experiences I had with my buddy Aaron Martens, who passed away last year. I actually had not a request, but a comment from a subscriber a couple days ago about hearing some old Aaron Martens stories, because you guys may know I was good friends with him for years. And I'm going to share with you guys some parts of Aaron that didn't really have much to do with fishing, but a lot of people on this channel followed Aaron, and you're fans of him. I think you guys might find it interesting. So real quick before we get started here, guys, I wanted to make you guys aware, all during the month of November, Solar Bat is having a sale on the glasses. If you order a pair of my RB2 Signature Series sunglasses from Solar Bat, you get another pair of equal or lesser value at no charge all through the month of November. I'll include the Solar Bat link in the description in this video if you guys are interested. Guys, these things are freaking awesome right here. Designed by Dr. Gary Nesty, who owns the company. He's an optometrist. He's a bass fisherman. There's not another lens on the market that has the optical clarity of these things. It's just the greatest pair of sunglasses I've ever had. So great deal all during the month of November. Link in the description here, guys. Okay, guys, let's talk about Aaron, man. If any of you guys out there that were ever fortunate enough to meet Aaron, you don't forget him. You never forget Aaron, because he was one of the most unique individuals I've ever met in my life. He was just like larger than life a little bit, in a good way. And I met Aaron, it was back in the 1990s. I was on the Mega Bass Pro staff, and Mega Bass put Aaron Martens on the pro staff. So at the time, it was me, Aaron Martens, and Danny Korea were the three people on the Mega Bass Pro staff. I believe this was 1999, 98, 99, something like that, early on. So Aaron at the time, was just getting started out. He was sort of a West Coast figure at the time. His career that everybody knows today had not begun yet. He was well known out west, won a lot of tournaments there, and Mega Bass picked him up on the pro staff. So through the course of through Mega Bass, I got to become friends with Aaron early on there. And then shortly after that, he was fishing the same circuits I was. We were both fishing the Bassmaster Top 150 circuit and the FLW tour or something. So we were fishing both tours, and also we both camped. It's like I had a fifth wheel that I triple towed to the tournaments. Aaron and his wife Leslie, they had a bus that they took to the tournaments, and then they pulled their boat and truck too. So for about probably a 5 or 7 year period, we camped together at all the tournaments out there and spent a lot of time together. We stayed at each other's homes. Stayed at his home in Alabama. He stayed at my home in Missouri. We went on vacations together, fished together, spent a lot of time with him during that time frame. So the things I want to talk about Aaron today here is not really fishing related. I mean, everybody knows how good Aaron is in fishing. And I'll say one thing about the fishing aspect of Aaron. Excuse me. Back in the day, we were always bouncing ideas off each other, technique ideas. And Aaron's way of fishing, if he had a technique that I was interested in, he'd take me out and show me the technique. And if I had a technique he was interested in, I'd take him and show him. I could never duplicate his stuff. The way that Aaron Martens fished was unique to himself. It's like nobody could really duplicate it. So from that standpoint, that was sort of my fishing relationship with Aaron there. It's like we talked a lot about fishing, but we both had our own styles. But the times I always remember about Aaron were not on the water. So Aaron and I spent, throughout the course of those years, we did a lot of like walking in the woods together, and we spent time outside in nature together. And the thing that impacted me and impressed me and stays with me more than anything else about Aaron Martens is his fascination with nature, to the extent that was almost like a little kid. It's like when when we would walk together, or with our families and that type of stuff, and you'd say, for example, if you were taking like a hike through a park or something like that, or walking along the bank of a lake. Excuse me, guys. I got this congestion from these sinuses still. Anytime that we were walking together, and we spent a lot of time doing that, he would be fascinated by the smallest things. It's like he'd see a rock or something on the ground, and he'd go, dude, check this out, man. He goes, check this rock out here. Look at this fossil right here. Wow, this is freaking awesome, man. Or if it was a tree limb, or if it was a certain leaf, or it was like, it could be anything. It's like his mind was like, it was literally like a child mind of wonderment and fascination. And the awareness that he had for his natural world was unbelievable. He didn't miss anything out there, which was one of the reasons he was such a great fisherman. But I remember one particular trip, we were walking around. I had a large pond on my property up north of Joplin, Missouri, and Aaron was staying with me. And we'd go every evening to walk around the pond. And the things that he would pick up, as far as that he would see in the trees or on the ground or whatever, I was just freaking amazed by it. His awareness was at a different level. And he was always like that. It's like Aaron found wonder and fascination in every part of life. It didn't matter what it was. It's like there was nothing that was mundane to him. It's like if you were walking down a city in the city, or a beach or the lake or whatever like that, he just would not be walking through their tunnel vision. His awareness would be everywhere, and he'd point stuff out. And it's like it was never ending like this. And another thing, it's like it went over into his interaction with people, because say, for example, we were at a gas station or a launch ramp launching our boat, and somebody would come up and talk to him like that. He had an innocence to him, but there was no filter. It's like he had no problem. It's like, say for example, if we were launching a boat or something like this, and this guy come up and started talking about fishing, Aaron would engage with this person like he knew him for 100 years. It's like giving fishing advice or whatever like that. Or something like it. Say if this guy walked up and he had a little bit of a beer belly on him, Aaron would go, dude, you got a little bit of you got a belly there. It's like, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but you got a belly there. I said, he goes, if you go out and if you just start run like, half a mile a night, you get rid of that belly, in a second. He'd say stuff like that, but there was nothing malicious about it. It was something that was like so innocent, the way that he would do that. And he'd do that. He'd say that with everybody like that. It wasn't like it was an act. So that's another thing that really stood out a lot to me about that. And he was an incredible athlete. It's like, I remember we went on vacation together down in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico one time. And in this particular place we were staying at, they had there was like a little package you could sign up for where you could go skin diving off the beach there like that. So we took this skin diving charter out there, and it's like that guy, he could put a mask on with fins, and he would dive down 30 and 40 feet and stay down there forever looking at stuff. I couldn't stay down there near that long, but it's like the ability that he had to do stuff like that, bordered on the phenomenal. He was really sort of a world-class athlete. Every tournament we'd go to, like I remember one tournament we stayed together up at Lake Champlain. We had a cabin together up there, and it's like that particular tournament at Champlain, it got daylight like at 4:30 in the morning, and it didn't get dark till like 9 o'clock at night, and we'd be out there fishing for 14 hours a day practicing for the tournament. He'd get back to the cabin that night, and he'd go run for 5 miles after we got that. It's like he was an unbelievable athlete, and his awareness for health was bordered on the phenomenon. It's like if I'd pick up something, say we'd go into a convenience store and get a snack or something, he'd grab it from me and he'd look at it. He goes, dude, you can't eat this. He goes, there's hydro in this. He goes, this stuff will kill you, man. You can't eat this. And which really, that's what the thing that amazed me more than anything else about his premature death was the fact that he was so aware of health and exercise that something like that you think could be the last thing that would ever happen to him. But man, it's just like, I can sit here and I just think about so many stories that I could share with you guys with that, and it's like, I just can't believe he's gone, man. It's just like I said, anyone out there, you hear people that have been around him and talked about Aaron. You hear people like that, and every one of them say the same thing. It's like, once you've been around him, you don't forget. There's just not another person like that. So anyway, guys, I'll share some more stories with you at another point. I don't want this video to drag on forever. I just wanted to relay that to you because I've been thinking about him a lot. And again, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in the video, and we'll talk later. See you.